Welcome everyone to another episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. This is Smackdown in week 3 of July, heading towards Invasion, which will be at the end of week 4. So let's run the show and let's see how things go. Keep in mind, I am using lower rank stars. Um, I'm done with the top 6 guys in popularity or teams being in all the matches with um, just whomever. Because while it did change things up, it's not exactly getting the well-known and recognizable guys. Um, it's not getting them popularity like I thought it would. So, but I'm still using a point to at least use the main eventers and upper mid card guys. Um, but anyway, we'll see how this show goes. And I'll if my booking strategy is going to change for week 4 of July, I'll bring it up then. We gotta see how this show does. In an abysmal pre-show match, Spike Dudley defeated Adam Booker by pinfall with an acid drop. Adam Booker was off his game. This got 23. In an abysmal pre-show match, Yang defeated EC Negro by pinfall with the Yang time. This got 25. So the pyro from SmackDown has from the introduction of SmackDown, has just finished off, and The Rock's music plays as The Rock comes to the ring. And The Rock goes, finally, The Rock has come back to Springfield, Massachusetts. He goes, now I know things have changed since WrestleMania, but one thing that stays the same is what The Rock came back to do, which is get my WWF Championship back from the man who stole it, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then that's what brings out Buff Bagwell. Buff Bagwell's music plays, and he walks halfway down the ramp. And Buff Bagwell goes, Rocky, now I understand that you hate Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's fine. I think he sucks too. But you're making reference to the WWF Championship, and I guess I'll break the news to you. After Invasion, a week from this Sunday, you want the WWF Championship, you will have to go through me. And The Rock goes, well, that brings me to my question. Who in the blue hell are you? And Buff Bagwell goes, I'm Buff Bag. And The Rock goes, it doesn't matter who you are. And Buff goes, if you try to take the WWF Championship from me once I win it, you'll be my bitch, Rocky. What do you think about that? And before The Rock can respond, Vince McMahon's music plays, and he walks to the top of the ramp. And Vince McMahon goes, well, I think The Rock discovered what we all know, and that is how annoying Buff Bagwell is. But Rock, I understand you have a problem with me and Stone Cold. So, are you part of the WWF, or are you jumping ship to WCW? And The Rock goes, The Rock is for WWF through and through. The Rock is not for you. Vince McMahon goes, well, then why don't you prove it in tonight's main event in a one-on-one match against Buff Bagwell? And The Rock goes, if I have to take out this popcorn fart before I get to Stone Cold, then so be it. Tonight, I lay the smack it down on Buffy, and then you and Stone Cold and Triple H are next. And with that, The Rock's music plays as The Rock poses in the ring with Vince McMahon heading back behind the curtain and Buff Bagwell backing up the ramp, keeping his eyes on The Rock. And this got a 72. The performance of The Rock was good. This got the crowd hotter, got the show off to a strong start. In About had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Billy Kidman and Tori Wilson defeated Dean Malenko and Terry when Billy Kidman pinned Dean Malenko with the shooting star press. In terms of in-ring work, Malenko was head and shoulders above everyone else. Tori Wilson was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone's performance. I would have thought Terry would have been the weak link, but I guess she's been in more matches at this point than Tori had in real life. So, but this did get a 51, so it wasn't so bad for that. But the whole reason for this match in the first place was for the next segment. Kidman and Tori are celebrating their victory in the ring. Regal and Ivory run in, and they beat they beat Kidman and Tori down into the mat. This only got 35. I thought this would have helped their storyline, but maybe the I know storylines with uh, all storyline needs to advance is two people from the same storyline in the same segment or match. So maybe the tag team match with Dean Malenko and Terry had pushed the Kidman Regal rivalry up because I do have Ivory and Tori in that same rivalry. If Kidman and Tori's match with Dean Malenko and Terry pushed the rivalry up to a higher number than it was before, this probably is why this hurt the rivalry instead of getting it more heat. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Canyon defeated Al Snow by pinfall. During the match, we saw Sean Stasiak won in and attacked Al Snow. Canyon successfully defends the Hardcore Championship um, and got a 61. Yeah, so this was a hardcore match. Canyon defeats Al Snow, thanks in part to Sean Stasiak. So backstage, I knew this was going to hurt, but I didn't. I don't even know if it hurt the rivalry. I think because they said it advanced with the segment, didn't go down in heat. Gregory Helm, Shannon Moore, and Evan Courageous, all three members of Three Count, beat down Crash Holly backstage. And this got 22. So the Godfather comes to the ring, and he wants revenge against Steven Richards. He wants to face Steven Richards in a match. And this got 34. This angle cooled the crowd a little. But it did gain more heat for the Steven Richards Godfather rivalry that's starting up. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Jeff Hardy defeated Albert by pinfall with the Swanton Bomb. During the match, we also had Lita run in and attack Albert. I'm guessing, during the match, Albert was in control, but the ref was distracted, so Lita came in and did something that would have helped Jeff Hardy get control back. This got a 56. Jeff Hardy and Lita have great chemistry, so now Albert and X-Pac, who will be returning Monday. Albert has one win over Matt, but he lost to Jeff, so there's a reason for it to come back, even if this is going to be a TV tag team match. Jamie Noble attacks Aguila backstage, leaving him down and out. This got a 13. This rivalry is starting, and they're also both ranked as unimportant. But Jamie Noble's getting better as gimmick. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Chris Benoit defeated Mike Sanders by pinfall with the Dragon Suplex. And this got a 66, and this match got the crowd hotter. Trish Stratus is walking backstage when she turns a corner and comes face to face with Val Venus. And Trish is like, whoa. And Val Venus puts his hands up. He's like, Trish, no need to get flustered. I don't want to fight. I actually want to thank you. And Trish Stratus goes, for what? And Val Venus goes, if you and Steve Blackman hadn't defeated myself and Ivory at King of the Ring, I would still be following Steven Richards around, doing what I was told without thinking for myself. Now that Steven Richards decided to disband the right to censor, I'm free to do what I enjoy with who I want. And Trish is like, glad I could help. And Val goes, as a matter of fact, my production company is starting back up, and I had a great idea for my next film. Val Venus is stratified. What do you think? And Trish goes, thanks, but no thanks. And Val's like, all right, but if you change your mind, let me know. However, I do owe you one. So if you do need something, just ask. And Trish is like, thanks, I'll keep that in mind. And Val Venus goes, anyway, I have things I have to do to get my next film ready, especially if you're not going to be in it. So see you around, Trish. And Trish is like, good luck, Val. And Val walks off with Trish Stratus watching them, but Val's completely honest. He's not in the right to censor attire anymore. He's going back to the adult film star gimmick and a good guy. Those were the changes I was going to make. So, but it got a rating of awful. Okay, too many of your recent turns have been shocks with little build-up behind them because Val Venus has been off TV. The fans are becoming jaded. This turn has suffered as a result. Turn didn't go particularly well. That's a shame. And this segment only got 28. And the whole reason I booked this segment was just to get Val Venus's gimmick changed because I had free time for Angle. So I was like, okay, handle this. Why not? In a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, Kurt Angle and Rikishi defeated Booker T and Diamond Dallas Page when Kurt Angle pinned Booker T with an angle slam. Rikishi was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. This got a 67. Booker was off his game. Kurt Angle and Rikishi showed excellent chemistry teaming together, and this match got the crowd hotter. So Justin Credible and Lance Storm are backstage with Sean O'Haire and Chuck Palumbo. They start brawling. They have to be pulled apart. This got a 31. Lance Storm is getting better at his gimmick. Um, yeah, so Impact players and I think O'Haire and Palumbo were called the Natural Born Thrillers, if I'm not mistaken. Even though they were, I don't remember them being called that in WWE. Um, yeah, basically they started brawling because I gotta continue the storyline somehow. In a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, The Rock defeated Buff Bagwell by pinfall, and this got a 75. But the night is not over yet. Um, After the match, Steve Austin attacked Buff Bagwell and The Rock, beating them both down. And this got a 64. The performance of Steve Austin was fantastic. The Rock came out of this looking excellent. The lack of anything interesting happening was a problem. Okay. But this segment did get a 64. I don't know how the segment was so uninteresting if it got a 64. So this show actually got a 70. Lost popularity in 26 regions. Those are the regions that started off over 70 or over like in the 80s. But I'm pretty sure the networks is going to be happy with a 70 rating. Again, I might have to find new networks when the contracts come up because TV contracts come up because the WWF might not be big enough for the networks to want to continue their contract, even if I'm following ratings. But hey, I used a bunch of lower ranked popular stars. I still got a 70. So I mean, what I mean that's pretty actually good. So we're gonna check email. Let's see. Patterson, Tori Wilson's gonna be a star. Jamie Noble's gonna be a star. I already knew that. That's why I started the Jamie Noble Aguilar rivalry. And drug test fees. Okay. So anyway, the feedback from viewers has been great. Has drawn a lot of praise. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload this. I'm also gonna pre-book Invasion, get the matches promoted because I got till Monday of week 4 to promote any matches that I plan to have happen at Invasion. Um, so basically, even like the lower mid card matches like Godfather and Steven Richards, Noble and Aguila might be Sunday Night Heat exclusive, or they might be on the pre-show. But yeah, any in a promotional match that I have a storyline going for, I'm gonna be promoted. I'm gonna be promoting it until I hit 9 matches, not counting the pre-show matches. So I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you did, and the next episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2020 will be Monday Night War for week 4 of July in 2001. Until then, good night, everyone.